it has been a while since you guys have seen me. So I figured I'd catch up. Got some cleaning, lots of cleaning, lots of stuff in the desk. Man, I just picked up some wire. Oh. So, it's been almost 3 weeks. Tomorrow, I think, will be 3 weeks that I got my new truck that my wife bought me. And everything down here is kind of halted, trying to strip the element, aka toaster, of all of the old stuff in it and kind of start all over again with this thing. As you can see here, there is a mountain of wires and stuff. Actually, 2 amp kits. Some stuff that I gotta do. One of my hugest passions as a young man was car audio. Audio in general, but it started with car audio. And I've had some pretty wild systems in everything I've owned. And the Element was one of my favorites, and it was sort of one of the simplest, a lot less speakers, but some really phenomenal speakers, and it sounded incredible. And that is one thing that I cannot live without. It's not necessarily got to be thumping and crazy, but it's got to be really quality and Focal. I've had some really high-end Focal speakers, and I've had them for a long time. They're still sitting in the toaster, depending on how I sell it or get rid of it, if they're going to want what's in there, or take them out and then do something with them. But I've replaced all the speakers. I had to bypass. I'm going to have to bypass the factory amplifier. I'm waiting for a little PPI brand digital amplifier that's coming in. That's 100 by 4, and that's going to power all of the speakers. I'm going to leave the factory radio in it because it's integrated into the car. Kind of bummed as much as I like it, because it doesn't have the same kind of tuning and ability to do certain things that I'm trying to multitask. I'm sorry. That the last one had. I had a double din Pioneer with an EQ and some crazy stuff built into it. So I have to work around the factory amp. I have to tap into it for this little 4-channel with it has high level inputs and then turns it into signal, and then I can run it to my speakers. These speakers have huge crossovers. The front ones do, because I have components in the front and coaxial in the rear. If you're new to all of this, that means component, that the tweeter that gives you that high pitch and the chimey sound is actually separate from the woofer. So that's way up in the pillar, and then the driver or the woofer is in the door, the rear. The coaxials, like this. See how these are separate? You could sort of call that a component set. But the rears have coaxials, and I can't even really hear them because the factory amplifier is so screwy on how they set it up that it literally gives it no power. These speakers can handle 100 watts of RMS pure power, and that's what I'm going to give them, which will liven them up. But I wired in the crossovers for the front this evening before dinner, got that all squared away, and it sounds decent for it being insanely underpowered, because I'm guessing each channel is getting maybe 30 watts RMS. That's constant power, if that. I have my little speaker diagram here of what wires are at what colors for the tweeters, for phase, to do all that stuff. And again, I have to bypass the amplifier. And then when I get my box for my 10 that's sitting in the other room, I have a Audio Control LC2 Pro. This fancy thing. This is a line converter. So your speaker wire from the actual factory sub wire will feed this signal and turn it on and give me all the good stuff, and then go into my amplifier. And this thing's got a bunch of extra features, so when the sound falls off on a typical factory system, when you turn it up, it pulls power from the subwoofer and all the other things and makes it sound like shit. That's going to make up for it and make that car sound phenomenal. It'll have a single 10 sundown audio and a custom ported enclosure that's tuned all the way down to 35 hertz. For you nerds, that means it gets really low. Nice, awesome bass. And that will be running on a Memphis Class D. That is 1 ohm stable digital. I think it's 1100 watt 1 ohm stable amplifier. So that thing I've had for quite some time also. And it bangs. You can hear that really good. So I got to get back into things down here and get some flying and some editing done. I'm just rebooting the computer because it's not done much. I got my light mount probably 3 weeks ago for the Avata that I have these little V-Fly lights on that are wicked bright for headlights, and they came in handy. But I did notice that because these are LED, let's see if it'll do it to the camera. Yeah, you can actually see it flicker. Hey, for a second it did, but in the camera I could see it flickering when I was flying. I'm going to review the footage and see if you can actually see that in the footage. Also, at this crazy dam that we went to, yeah, it was all falling apart. That was really, really cool. Weather's going to turn out to be better Saturday, so we might get out. I might get out and fly, or if my amp comes in, I'm going to be doing that. I got to run 4-gauge amplifier wire all the way to the back, and then I've got 8-gauge for the little guy that's going to be under the dash somewhere. That'll be another daunting project. And I customize the color. So I've got green. It's green and almost like a charcoaly black color. And then blue with the same charcoal color for this setup. So all the colors kind of match. All the lighting in the car, the aftermarket lighting, is all these colors, which is cool. So everything's kind of blending together and whatnot. But it's been fun. I've had the Element, what's today? A couple days ago. It's 11 years I've had that thing, and it's kind of been sitting sort of stagnant where I haven't really modified or done anything to it in quite some time because I had it done. I liked what it had and was and whatnot. So getting back into it and getting inside and underneath the dash and pulling panels and doing all that fun stuff that I haven't done in a long time. It's fun, but as I'm getting older, definitely more sore when you're buried up inside the dash or whatnot, trying to run wires and do whatever. The hands always take a beating, for sure. But that is my update. I am still here. I got plenty of edits. If you guys like the car stuff, I know this is 99% geared towards the quads and stuff like that, but I've, again, been a car guy my entire life and modifications. So if you guys like seeing stuff like that or want to follow along on that journey, let me know. And I will post some more of the videos. I've done a bunch of stuff to it already. Just kind of hesitant if anybody even cares kind of deal. You know, I always question myself. That's the way it goes. But thanks for tuning in. You'll definitely see some kick-ass footage coming soon from the dam and some fun edits for Halloween and stuff because it's my favorite month, my favorite time of the year. Pumpkin everything and leaves and all that good stuff. I'd love to go fly a corn maze. That would be super, super kick-ass. So thank y'all. We'll see you soon.